course is common for the A319, the A320 and the A321, because all three aircraft have the same type rating. We will use the A320 as the generic term and occasionally refer to the other two when appropriate. In this presentation, you will see a basic description of the A320 family with all the controls in the cockpit. The A320 family is the most advanced family of single-aisle aircraft in service today, with fly-by-wire flight controls. The A319, A320 and A321 are twin-engine subsonic medium-range aircraft. The family offers a choice of two power plants: International Aero Engines, IAE, and CFM International. With a maximum takeoff weight of 75.5 tons, the range of the A320 is 2,000 nautical miles, as shown above. For the A319, with a maximum takeoff weight of 75.5 tons, it is 3,000 nautical miles. For the A321, with a maximum takeoff weight of 89 tons, it is 2,700 nautical miles. The cabin is equipped with a maximum of 145 seats for the A319, 180 seats for the A320, and 220 seats for the A321. Let's look at the main dimensions of the A320. The A319 and A321 have exactly the same dimensions, except that the A319 is approximately 4 meters shorter. The A321 is approximately 7 meters longer. The following areas are unpressurized: the tail cone, the main gear bay, the air conditioning packs, the nose gear bay, and the radome. Let's briefly familiarize ourselves with the location of the communication antennas. VHF 1, VHF 2, VHF 3, and HF 1 and 2. Now have an overview of the location of the navigation antennas. Radar, localizer and glide slope, DME 1 and 2, ATC, GPS 1 and 2, marker, TCAS, ADF 1 and 2, radio altimeter, ELT, emergency locator, VOR 1 and 2. The minimum pavement width for a 180 degrees turn is 20.5 meters for the A319, 23 meters for the A320, and 27.5 meters for the A321. A319 and A320, if the wing clears the obstacle, then the tail will also clear it, as it is inside the radius of the wing. For the A321, the tail is the constraint. There are 3 cargo compartments: a forward cargo compartment, an aft cargo compartment, and a bulk cargo compartment. The size of the fuselage accommodates standard containers. The cockpit is designed for a two-member crew operation with one or two observer seats. The cockpit of the A320, a two-man glass cockpit, is the most advanced cockpit of any civil airliner. It has an optimized layout of 6 CRT display units. The absence of control columns between the pilots and instruments ensures excellent visibility of all instruments. The system controls are located on an overhead panel in such a way that both crew members can monitor them. The pilot's seats are electrically or manually adjustable. All the seat adjustments will be presented during the simulator session. Click on each area defined by the yellow border, or click on the forward arrow to see the 5 elements in sequence. The overhead panel is used during the pre-flight to check that all the lights are out, dark cockpit philosophy, and in flight to carry out emergency or abnormal procedures. The central part of the overhead panel is dedicated to aircraft systems such as air conditioning, electrical, fuel, hydraulic, and fire. Note, the most frequently used controls are located on the bottom part. For a closer look, let's take the fuel panel. On the left and right side is the system name. For each system, there is a schematic diagram. Notice all push-button switches are in lights out configuration. Click on the back arrow to return to the cockpit, or on the forward arrow to continue. The glare shield is used by the pilots for flight guidance and short-term flight management. It is also used to control the electronic flight instruments. Click on the back arrow to return to the cockpit, or on the forward arrow to continue. The instrument panel provides the following information to the pilots. Flight information through the Electronic Flight Instrument System, EFIS, and standby instruments. System information through Electronic Centralized Aircraft Monitoring, ECAM. Now let's see how we deal with units in this course. Individual airlines can choose which units they wish to use for certain parameters on the ECAM screens. In the examples shown, we have highlighted the areas on the screens where the units used could differ. Because these indications are only mentioned in a few areas of the ground school course, we will use boxes to indicate that the units may differ depending on your airline's choice. The boxes mean that the information in this area of the screen is irrelevant to the system being studied. When a system, for example fuel, is being studied, then appropriate unit values will be shown. Click on the back arrow to return to the cockpit. The pedestal includes the controls which are usually found in conventional aircraft. Radio communication, flaps, speed brakes, engine controls. It also includes the ECAM control panel, ECP, the multipurpose control display units, MCDU, which are the long-term interface with the Flight Management and Guidance System, FMGS. Click on the back arrow to return to the cockpit, or on the forward. The aircraft is flown manually using either side stick. They are located on the left and right sides of the cockpit. Click on the back arrow to return to the cockpit or on the exit button.